Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert. On this channel, we talk Kanye West, and today, let me take these off. We're talking Finding YEEZUS, a new documentary series by Grouse. They do these investigative pop culture pieces, and they turn their attention to this video game, Kanye Quest 3030, which was just a harmless, fun RPG inspired by Ye, until it turned out it might have been a recruiting tool for a cult, and had all of this hidden creepy stuff that turned it into this sensation online. And people have been looking for answers for almost a decade now. And these guys stumbled upon it recently and decided to turn their investigatorial skills to this task, and have said that they've solved it. So I figured we'll watch the first episode together. In future installments, we'll just review the episodes or talk about the episodes each week, but I wanted to watch the first one to kind of see as a fun thing that we can all like enjoy together. So we'll be stopping throughout to add some commentary and reactions to everything, but there's a heavy Matrix theme going on as well. So let's dive in. All right.
Hey Lexi, how you going?
I'm good. I'm a little bit nervous.
All right, excellent. Well, nothing to be nervous about. We'll guide you through the process. So, Have you tried VR before?
Yes.
Okay.
It set off my vertigo last time I did it.
Right.
So if it's not obvious, there's a comedy element to it. It's investigative, but it's also very like fun and creative, and there's like a lot of humor that's brought in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Cameron James.
And I'm Alexi Toliopoulos.
If he gets hit by a car in the virtual reality space, does he die in the real world?
He won't die in the real world.
Okay.
We're two journalism degree dropouts obsessed with solving mysteries.
And if you don't believe us, listen to these two podcasts for proof.
Alexi, would you be interested in walking out to reach...
Yeah, and their previous shows have a lot of fans as well. So actually, there were a number of people that were like, hey, you need to check this out. These guys are great. These guys are greats. And
get a slice?
I'm down. I like their energy.
Try. Yeah.
Oh my God, you got it. Eat it.
The world of video games is a hotbed for urban legends and conspiracies.
Was 1980s arcade game Polybius part of a CIA mind control program? Was a
it?
Pokemon village so cursed, kids came down with an illness called Lavender Town Syndrome?
I
But
barely
there's
remember
one
that.
gaming mystery that remains unsolved, involving a famous rapper and a cult, and it fucking fascinates us.
You're gonna have to turn around to get back into that elevator.
Oh my god.
Yo, I did a VR. I was at South by Southwest the one year, and they had a VR movie, and that was wild. Like, I know that's video game, like VR video game experience, and I feel like that's going to get wild, especially as you're like falling from a building. But the one that I watched was essentially The Mob Meets The Office, kind of like Barry before Barry was a thing. But you were sitting in the room and it was like full 360 degrees. So I was in a swivel chair and every scene was played out without any cuts. So you'd have these 10-minute scenes where the actors are just almost like a stage play. And the whole time you're sitting next to somebody and you could just look them like toe to head, or just stare at somebody that's like right there. And it was really weird because normally if you're in a room with people and you're just staring like that, it's not a normal thing to do. But with the VR camera, you felt so immersed in the moment, in the scene. It was very like strange from a vieweristic point of view. And like movies are already so voyeur based, which is part of the appeal of them. VR is just going to make the whole thing so extra. VR like cinema content and VR video game content over the next decade's just going to be like wild.
My God. You're in heaven, I think.
It's actually quite nice here.
Welcome to Finding YEEZUS.
That You're in Heaven is kind of cool too, in terms of like a little hook or foreshadowing later. The whole cult, it's this idea of ascensionism and ascending and this heightenedness. So this idea that he falls from the building and ends up in heaven. I don't know if that's like purposeful to call the idea of ascensionism, but it's a nice little resonance. And I'm guessing Matrix because the Matrix movies started with Neo in the real world finding this like computer stuff that lured him into something that felt very online that became real. And Ascensionism was something that was like in a game and then it wanted to cross over into your world and recruit you. So it feels fitting to me. Nice little stickers.
So, for the last few months, we've been researching a brand new mystery, the mystery of Kanye Quest 3030. I mean, how would you explain what that is?
It's an online video game, an RPG, role-playing game, that somebody uploaded to the internet. All we know about this somebody is they're a creator known by the name of Phoenix.
No one knows who Phoenix is?
Ascension,
Did you ever
Rebirth.
play the video game when you were younger?
I did, when I was younger, my glory days, if you will. Me and my friends got around, we had some beers, playing
Whoa,
the game.
how young were you?
I was of age, I promise you. I didn't drink underage in 2013. We were all Kanye West fans, and it's just like that perfect, like, meme type of humor. And you play as him going around this town. It's like Pokemon. So battling Pokemon, you're battle rapping other famous rappers.
It's like
Tupac, Biggie, etc.
Pokemon with the Final
And Quest to
Fantasy.
become the #1 in the world.
So this game, it kind of like, it popped up briefly in the culture. It was sort of viral in 2013.
Yeah, mildly viral.
Yeah.
Anything around Kanye at that time was popping off. It was blowing.
Yeah, we're talking YEEZUS era. The game came out, I'm pretty sure, July 20th in 2013, and YEEZUS, of course, was June 18th, 2013. So you have YEEZUS dropping and the controversy around YEEZUS, and then Ye's interviews at that time were also, like, that's the Houseway era, right? So that interview was just very much like Ye going for it. So there was a charge, especially since he was so under the radar. From the end of 2009 to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy coming out in 2010 after the Taylor Swift incident. So it's like his return in the fall of 2010, leading into Watch the Throne, leading into Cruel Summer, which, like, Cruel Summer as an album wasn't one that people were necessarily like bumping start to finish all the way through, but the singles from Cruel Summer were just like unavoidable, right? Don't Like, Mercy, even Theraflu, Cold. Right. And then he starts dating Kim in 2012, which already like takes it up another notch. And then YEEZUS drops and is so different from the expectations of what was going on that Ye was just on like a whole other level, which it was kind of the start. Like, he was popular before, but I think it was really the start of what we see today and some of the just the media loves to hate him kind of thing. I think the media was kind of figuring out that. It was also at the time that media was just changing in general. There was a whole revolution of the internet from what it was from like 2009 or 2000 to 2010 versus that early part of the 2010s and what it ended up becoming by the end of the decade. So, yeah.
The heck up. Then it just disappeared like these things do. Trends, they die. They go in, they go out, not unlike the tide.
And the game was
Poetic.
never heard from again.
For 2 years. Then the game bubbled back up out of nowhere when somebody unlocked this hidden level.
Apparently
I
there's a
remember
point in the
this.
game where a character comes up to you and asks what you want to do today, and you can type your answer, and you can type anything. You can say, like, I want to rap, I want to go to sleep, I want to shit, I want to
That was my
piss,
answer.
I want to fuck.
Oh my god.
We're allowed to swear, we're on the internet.
Okay, we can say stuff like freaking farts.
And we can say horse's cock.
I don't know if I'm
I
going to
won't. I dare not
have
say
this
that kind of
Say-
stuff.
video have the
say
same
one really
monetization
rude
as
word.
normal.
Okay. Punani. Is that rude?
But if you type the word ascend,
Something freaking wild happens.
The game gives you this real hidden message.
Congratulations. You have proven yourself to be an open-minded and curious thinker. We must apologize, but the game you were playing up until this point was a front. The following is a thought exercise. This exercise may or may not be restricted to this software. You will not be timed. You may begin now. Welcome to your ascension.
That message is actually pretty freaking creepy and weird.
It was
very
really in the
strange.
game.
It's strange.
highly unusual.
It's not normal.
So this thought experiment, as they call it, is a series of cryptic codes, and if you get all of them right,
It's insane. Like the original article that came out about this and all the things that you had to like know and do to unlock this was just absolutely insane. It's wild that anybody ever
it
figured
asks
this
you
out.
to enter your personal information into the game. So you can put in your phone number, your email address, your street address, and once you've done all that, you get this message.
Thank you. Enjoy the next 2 weeks and await further instruction.
Right?
So what does all this mean?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either.
A lot of other internet researchers believe that Kanye Quest's eerie, secret hidden level is in fact a recruitment tool for a cult called Ascensionism.
Yeah.
What the frick is Ascensionism?
Well, I'm getting to that, if you'll give me 5 seconds. Ascensionism, according to a bunch of old websites from 2006 that I printed off some screenshots of.
Yeah, now they're physical media.
Ascensionism is a religious movement stating that human beings can transcend their current limitations.
Makes sense.
They believe that the human soul can be cloned and that through science, humanity may ascend to a truly godlike state.
I just told you who I thought I was. A god!
Ascensionism is about the drive to become post-human, aka transhumanism.
But
Post-human.
what is transhumanism?
Transhumanism is about how to use science and technology
I like
to
music.
transcend our human biological limitations. Whether that's using things like CRISPR gene editing, NAD+, to make ourselves essentially immortal and find a way to have healthy replications of the cells. Whether it's stem cells, right? Using all these modern technologies to slow down or potentially reverse the human aging process.
So it's all like the singularity, right? Becoming one with the machine,
I think so. I think that's what it is.
finding immortality through the internet.
I believe so, yes.
Do you think that's real? Do you think that's possible?
People have simulated a death experience or a near-death experience
Okay.
and seeing what it's like to
We'll go a
view
few
your
more
body
minutes.
from up high and taking people through that experience. Maybe that might be something that could be looked at with euthanasia, for example. What would it be like to die in real life, but while you're in a simulation?
I
Oh,
was
whoa.
raised in a pretty traditionally
strange.
Catholic family. I thought I was an atheist for a little while. Now I don't know. I kind of like the idea of faith and of an afterlife. I don't know where I stand on this kind of like techno internet-y version of it though.
And you know, transhumanism actually has some religious offshoots, right? We've got like Christian transhumanists and Mormon transhumanists. You gotta watch out for the Mormons, right? You can see them.
I'm really into this shit. Like, this appeals to me so much. I'm, getting a little bit older in my life. I'll be honest about that. And the idea that there is some kind of actual afterlife out there, whether it be technologically based, that seems more factual to me than...
Yeah, there's so many like scientists and philosophers that buy into simulation theory that it's kind of wild. You get like very smart people that laugh at all sorts of things, being like, simulation theory might be real. And you're like, what? Why does that convince you? It's interesting. Donnie Darko is a fascinating movie about simulation theory. I think a lot of people probably have watched Donnie Darko, but the simulation aspect of it, I think usually might get lost in the shuffle, especially since it's mostly part of the director's cut, which it seems people hate. I like the director's cut much more than the theatrical version, but I'm in the minority there. but it really does start to dive into the whole simulation theory aspect and what it means to have simulated worlds, and how the Donnie Darko world is kind of utilizing some of those aspects. It's interesting.
Some kind of more spiritual stuff, I don't know.
Do you think we're living in a simulation?
Jury's out for me.
Can we load up a porno for him to do?
Sure, any preference?
Do you think that this is a recruitment tool for a new age cult?
Yes.
Me too. And that is why I choose to spend 5 episodes, perhaps 6 if we get extra funding, finding out if that's true.
Here's my big question. If the ideas behind Ascensionism are real, who the frick is Phoenix?
Well, there's a theory that I'm working.
So we'll end there. I don't want to spoil all of their first episode just on my channel. Go check these guys out. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to, this is my first thing I've ever seen of them, and that won me over. Like, I had not watched this before recording this, and it's fun, definitely high production value. You can see how much they entertain each other, and I think that translates. And I'm very curious to see where this goes, because this is a mystery that I've personally been interested in for nearly a decade. So to get some answers on this would give a degree of closure, you know, and that's always very nice. So you can find it on Grouse House on YouTube. Just type in Finding YEEZUS and check it out. The guys are also on Twitter if you want to find them on there and interact and engage with them. They seem very cool and open for a conversation on there. So that's it. Until next time. And we'll do like some recap episodes, I think, after each of these drop. But until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.